Before we talk about listening to other people, one of the things it says tuning in can help you trim down. Music can help you keep moving. I am a music, I just love it. I love music. And yet when I'm in the car, I don't listen to it because I want to pray there. That's my quiet time. When I'm preparing Pray It Off, I don't listen to it because I'm praying to God. But when I'm walking to Leslie Sansone, I mean, she's a lovely person, but after the 20th time you do it, and you practically got the routine memorized, you really wanted to hear her say over and over again, walk, walk, walk. So I put my iPod in and I'm listening to music and I'm doing it with her. Nothing's better than listening to music. How many people listen to music when they exercise? It is an awesome way to get moving. They did a little study here. People joined, listen to this radical idea. Dieting, exercise, and group meetings. Oh my gosh! And one half of the group listened to music, walked to music, and the other group didn't. The ones who walked to music lost more weight and body fat. One of the things I want to talk about before we end tonight is listening to others. Because tonight, there's a whole room full of people. And what you sometimes might do is go, I should probably be listening to this. I'm going to listen, I'm going to listen. What do I have to do tomorrow? I better listen, I better listen. Oh, look at that. I wonder where she got those earrings. Oh my gosh, your mind goes, or when you're listening to the homily in church, you're like, I'm going to listen, I'm going to, you really want to listen. One of the things that I do, I didn't even realize I did it until I really thought about it. I have a habit that I learned in high school when I was trying to remember everything. Whatever's said, I'm repeating it in my head. So if you're saying, I'm going to the store tomorrow to buy a loaf of bread, I'm going to the store tomorrow to buy a loaf of bread. I'm listening so intently that I'm repeating what you're saying, and I retain so much more information that way. So if you start listening to people, or even taking notes, somebody's telling you something, you write it down. How interesting. You mind if I take notes? You need to remember. And that's one of the things at work. Nothing is more valuable to someone than their name. There's 95 people in this group. I know everyone's name. I knew your name the first week you joined because I made it a priority. And you always know when someone doesn't know your name because they go, hey you, how you doing? Or hey, but when they go, hey Ellen, how you doing? I make it a point to learn everyone's name because it's your most valuable thing. So how do you do that? You go, I'm bad at names. Remember we talked about the negative thinking? What you say is, I used to be bad at names, but I'm going to be getting better at it. So, my name is Ellen. How do you remember that? Well, you think Ellen DeGeneres. She's got her own talk show. Well, Ellen's got, tall like Ellen DeGeneres, but, I think I remember it that way. Or if someone's name is Bob, you go, what about Bob? You just make a little joke in your mind, or you think somehow how you will remember that. And then you find common interest. Somebody you go, oh, I really don't want to talk to him because all he talks about is lacrosse, and I'm not interested in lacrosse. And I think you're missing out because if someone's passionate about something, what I'm listening to is their passion. How interesting that you're so interested in lacrosse. Tell me all about it. What do you like about it? How fascinating. Remember the story I told you? We went to visit my cousin in Niagara Falls and we're driving up and my sister May turns to me and says to me, if you ask him about being a Jehovah's Witness, I'm going to kill you. And so, we, got together and everything. So it's after dinner and everything. So I said to him, so Tommy, tell me about being a Jehovah. Oh, I've lost it. I go, Tommy, tell me about being a Jehovah's Witness. And my sister's like, wow, but it's fascinating. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. I don't want to be one, but I loved hearing all about it. This is what we have to do is listen to people, find a common interest, focus on the main ideas they're talking about. There are times where we'll be in this meeting, and the next week I'll say, do you remember what the topic was last week? Now this is after you went through a meeting, supposed to read the packet, maybe watch the blogs, and people go, what was it on again? Because were you paying attention? Okay, this is a very, very good article on listening. Also, nonverbal communication. So if you come to the scale and you gain weight and I go, I'm not mad. You're trying as hard as you can. Really? Look at me. I got my hands folded, my look on my face. You learn a lot. Be careful trying to interpret nonverbal communication because you might misread someone. They might be having a bad day. Very important article. I even put an article in here on Mrs. Dash seasoning because I want to marry Mrs. Dash seasoning. They also have marinades for your meat with no sodium. If you do not have, who cleaned their pantry? Raise your hand. Oh yes, yes, yes. Doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel good? If you don't have Mrs. Dash in your pantry, you're hurting yourself. We're gonna stop right there, Bob. This isn't my favorite song of all.